your gender does that the opposite gender never even thinks about? I don't think most men realize how much planning goes into simply existing alone. A few months ago, my boyfriend and I got into an argument because I texted him, "Made it home." He replied, "Okay." I called him and asked why he sounded annoyed. He said, "You don't have to report to me every time you get somewhere." I laughed because I thought he was joking. He wasn't. That's when I realized he genuinely had no idea. I asked him, "When you leave work and drive home, do you text anyone?" "No." "When you go for a run, do you tell someone your route?" "No." "When you get into an Uber, do you screenshot the driver's information and send it to a friend?" "What?" "No." I just stared at him because I do all of those things every single time. Then I started asking my girlfriends. Every single one of them had their own version. One shares her live location whenever she goes on a first date. One carries her keys between her fingers when walking through parking garages. Another pretends to be on the phone if she's walking alone at night. One friend actually calls her mom and leaves the line open until she's inside her apartment. We all do these things automatically, like muscle memory. I once changed my entire jogging route because one man drove by twice. Nothing happened. He could have been completely innocent. But my brain immediately went, nope, most men never even think that way. A few weeks after our argument, my boyfriend and I went grocery shopping. When we came out, it was dark. I handed him the bags and said, "Wait here. I'm going to grab something from the car." I intentionally parked 3 rows away. As I walked, I looked around, checked the cars, checked behind me, looked under my car, unlocked only the driver's door, got in, locked it immediately. Then I drove back to him. He looked confused. "Why did you do all that?" I said. "Do what?" All the looking around. I realized he had never noticed before. I asked him, "When you walk through a parking lot at night, what are you thinking about?" He shrugged. "Honestly, usually dinner." I laughed so hard I nearly cried. Dinner. Meanwhile, I'm calculating escape routes. Another thing, I don't think most men realize that women often memorize tiny details without even meaning to. The color of someone's shirt, the make of a car, a license plate, which houses have lights on, which stores are still open. I once met a friend for coffee and afterward realized I could describe the man who'd been sitting 3 tables away. Brown jacket, red baseball cap, small scar on his chin. I didn't intentionally memorize any of that. My brain just did. My boyfriend couldn't even remember what our waiter looked like. Then one day something happened that finally made him understand. He was out of town and I had to take a rideshare home alone. I sent him my location, a screenshot of the driver's profile, the car's license plate, and a text saying, "If I don't message in 20 minutes, call me." When I got home, he called immediately. "You actually do this every time?" Yep. There was a long silence. Then he asked, "Aren't you exhausted?" I laughed because I had never really thought about it. I said, "I guess I don't notice anymore." A few days later, he sent me a text. It was a screenshot of his rideshare information. Then another message. "Made it home." I called him. "You okay?" He said, "Yeah, I just spent 20 minutes imagining being half my size and getting into a stranger's car at midnight." I didn't know what to say. Then he added, "I think I finally get it." But the funny thing is, women don't usually talk about these habits because they're not dramatic. They're just normal to us. And that's the weird part, because the thing the opposite gender rarely thinks about isn't some huge mystery. It's that for a lot of women, safety isn't an occasional concern. It's a background app that's always running.